So if you take Tom and you take the philosophy of the Bank of Utica, that's what Tom is. He's always there to help someone.
He loves talking to people. He loves establishing relationships. He likes helping people.
He's just a great guy. Every time I went there and talked to him at the bank, he was so helpful. Always about Utica, you know, so he's a great guy.
The man loves to say a good joke. He's interested in anything that he comes across. He's a voracious reader. He reads about anything that he can get his hands on and that helps him make his decisions and how he runs his business and how he runs his life.
Tom believes in doing the right thing, and you see that in how he deals with businesses, what he does in the community, the investments he makes. That's frankly a great thing as a customer because you know he's there for you.
One of the things that I really enjoy and admire about Tom is, as stately as he is, he lets his fun side show with his bright blue suits and his great ties, and he has a great laugh.
I could describe Tom in one word: colorful, and he's probably colorful tonight.
Probably one of the smartest people I know, and so diverse in so many different topics and subjects.
The first thing that made me realize that Tom was very smart is he won the scholarship. He and another person won the scholarship to Notre Dame High School. And actually he left high school after 3 years to go to college, which is quite an accomplishment. Thank goodness he ended up in the bank. So he's carrying on our family tradition after my grandfather and my father.
My favorite story of Tom is that he would get a 25-cent allowance, and he would take that money and he would buy a classic comic book. And he would come with his classic comic book to the Museum of Art galleries at Munson Williams and sit in the galleries among the Voyage of Life, which we can see here. He felt like the gallery was his private space in many respects, and he appreciated being surrounded by great artworks when he was young. Tom is a person who's taken that appreciation forward and sees the impact that the arts had on him when he was young and wants to share that with the rest of the region.
When I was in junior high school, my dad started training in African tribal dancing. And he used to do it very seriously at Munson Williams. And he would go to dance classes a few times a week, and then he would kind of show us his moves every once in a while. Perhaps even we'd be at a bar in New York City where he would really get crazy and wear his African tribal dress, and people would come up to my sister and me and say, "Hey, do you know that guy?" And he'd be like, "Yup, that's my pop."
When I think of Tom, I think about how he talks about his family. He always has great stories and shares a lot about his kids, his grandkids, his family, how he grew up. He's just one of those people that I look forward to talking to.
If he's lucky and it's Wednesday, he will have one of his famous big lunches with loan customers or sometimes our community leaders, including politicians and leaders of nonprofits.
For our first lunch meeting, professional lunch meeting, where it was supposed to be, we thought 1.5, 2 hours normally, that's what it takes. We went there at 1 o'clock for lunch meeting, and we were not done till 8 o'clock in the evening.
We all know that Tom has his Tuesday, Wednesday, his luncheons, and really they're not luncheons, they are a marathon. But this is how Tom engages with the public. This is how he's been successful, because he not only gets to know you, you get to know Tom.
There's really nobody who doesn't know Tom, and I think that this relationship building process that we tend to joke about, I think is just really something that I truly appreciate and have always admired and respected about Tom.
And that's how he, and I guess consequently we, as Bank of Utica, really get to know our customers. It's an old school relationship way of banking, and that's how Bank of Utica likes to do it.
I think their latest investment with their new home and their new tower and their new icon, in downtown is a testimony to his dedication over time. Behind it is a pure commitment and dedication to this community that is unparalleled.
Bank of Utica has been a fixture in downtown Utica for a little over 91 years now. Our building renovation project not only shows the bank's commitment to downtown, but also is a tribute to the bank's success. And certainly Tom has been a huge part of that success over his career. I don't know if it's a funny story or not, but as our building project has moved along, I've often reminded him that we now know that you can't come back from the dead, because if you could, Roger would have been back to pay him a visit by now.
There's a long list of how Tom and the Bank of Utica has impacted this community and Tom's family. The Sinnott family has been instrumental as a funder here at the Community Foundation. They have their family funds here. They have supported the journey of this organization, going from a quiet grant maker to a substantial leader in this community. And the first step was investing in our new building here on Genesee Street, and there's the Sinnott Finance Suite here that they invested in. And we've grown substantially with partners like the Sinnott family. So we're really honored to have them in our building every day.
The Bank of Utica and the Sinnott family, with Tom included, have really helped to propel the Dream Big master plan that the Utica Zoo unveiled in 2016. Some of these projects would not be happening without the Sinnott family, without Tom, and without Joan.
Tom has made a big difference in the brewery, the business that I'm with. Tom and his father, when I came back to the brewery, we were not doing very well, and Tom and his father stepped in when, frankly, other banks didn't want to, and it made a tremendous amount of difference, and they were there to support us during difficult times, and frankly, as a result of that, we are extremely loyal to them. We think they're a great bank, and we've been with them ever since, and as many calls as I get from other banks, we are Bank of Utica customers.
When we bought this hotel, when we were negotiating the purchase of this hotel, one of the big challenges was getting the financing done on this hotel. When we talked to Tom, first reaction was not knowing us. They said, we'd rather have you guys finance somewhere else. But then we met Tom, and in 5 minutes, we had a conversation with him. He knows we are family-owned business. We're not a big hotel company. We are local. After 5 minutes, he goes, let's talk. So, and we talked further, and we were able to finance the hotel deal here with a lot of help from Tom and his team. Yeah.
Tom sees the importance of the arts and the importance of the arts in quality of life in our region. And through Tom, the Bank of Utica, and the Sinnott family, they've really had a transformational effect on Munson Williams. We were honored to name the auditorium the Sinnott Family Bank of Utica Auditorium. It celebrates the family's decades of dedication to the arts and to Munson Williams.
Tom has continued the tradition of that bank, but he believes it in that local business and really the community as a whole in terms of quality of life issues, in terms of community activities, and really has made the presence of the Bank of Utica a part of that. He is really all about Utica, all about this community as a whole. He's had and continues to have a major impact as the bank does. When you can survive in this world as a bank owner, privately in that regard for so many years, it's remarkable. It really is.
The dedication that the bank and the Sinnotts have for our area really spans across generations, not only generations within the Sinnott family, but really generations with their customers and their employees. And I think that that's really important to note. A lot of businesses barely even make it past the second generation, and here they are 90 plus years later and really in the third and fourth generation. It really speaks volumes to the Sinnott family values.
I want to commend, actually, the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce, because the message to Tom is that, Tom, you really are the perfect choice for Business Person of the Year. You really do embody the message that I think we all want to give, that Utica is a great place to live. You embody that, and you've invested in us, and I just want to say thank you from myself and on behalf of the Utica Zoo.
Thank you, Tom. You've been a great supporter to our company and to me personally, so thank you very much. I just wish he'd drink more beer.
So Tom, here's to the Business Person not of the year, but maybe of the century. Cheers.
He's made such a big difference here in so many ways, and from the bottom of our hearts, We can't thank him enough for what he's done for Munson Williams and for the community.
Don't change. Don't ever change. Continue to be the Tom Sinnott we know and love, and continue doing what you're doing.
I love Tom, and I hope he and I can spend many years together enjoying the restaurants up in the Adirondack Park. My brother's an all-around guy. I love him.
You take very pride in Utica, New York. You are a Uticarean, I would say. So, it's very, very nice to know you. And you very well deserve this award.
Tom, congratulations, Tom. They couldn't have picked a better person to be the Man of the Year. Congrats.
Tom, I want to congratulate you on being named our Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce 2017 Business Person of the Year. And I'd like to thank you for passing along your appreciation of history, importance of being dedicated to your community, and all while having a good time doing it.
I'd like to say, Pop, thank you very much for the opportunity. You always kept the door open for me. I'm here at the bank now, and I absolutely love it. So thank you for everything that you've given me my whole life.
Tom, today is a very special day for you, and I'd like to have this opportunity for all of us to thank you for what you do for not only for the city, but for everybody. And today's toast that we are toasting you is a man that has 4 seasons. You've always been there for the city of Utica, you've always been there for me, and you've always been there for everyone. So may God bless you and enjoy your great honor that is bestowed upon you. You are so deserving of it.